God says, "My child, listen closely and do not let these words pass you by." This is an urgent message from heaven itself. Archangel Michael has declared an emergency in the spiritual realm, and you must open your heart to receive what is about to be revealed. Someone is coming for you, a person whose actions, intentions, or secrets will drastically alter the course of your life if you do not act with wisdom and speed. The angels stand guard, sounding the alarm, insisting that you see the truth before it is too late. You cannot afford to ignore this message. Time is pressing. Your spirit has sensed that something critical is looming. This is your confirmation. You have felt, in the depths of your heart, that the environment around you has shifted. The spiritual atmosphere is thick with tension and possibility. Unseen battles rage around you, influencing circumstances, people, and even your own emotions. You have glimpsed it in dreams you cannot shake, in fleeting instincts that warned you to be cautious, in unexpected events that have thrown your life off balance. Archangel Michael has been fighting in the unseen realm to protect you from attacks you were not even aware of. Yet, there comes a point when the angels need your agreement, your attention, your action. Without your participation, even heaven's greatest warriors can be hindered by your hesitation. There is a reason your soul feels uneasy. There is a reason your mind has circled back to the same concerns over and over again. This is not paranoia, it is discernment. I, the Lord, have placed within you a sensitivity to the shifts in the spiritual realm. When you feel a stirring in your spirit, an unexplainable heaviness, or a quiet alarm sounding in your mind, that is my spirit trying to warn you. Trying to open your eyes before illusions set in. Trying to keep you from ignoring the red flags that have been waving all around you. Because right now, someone is on a collision course with your life, a person who either seeks to exploit your weaknesses or take advantage of your kindness, a person who might appear benign but in truth carries ill intentions or conflicting agendas. My child, reflect upon your recent experiences. Has someone new suddenly appeared, flattering you, gaining your trust at a rapid pace? Has a long-time acquaintance begun acting in ways that do not align with their usual character? Has someone close to you, whom you thought you knew well, started showing signs that their loyalty was never genuine? The heart can be deceitful if not anchored in my truth. And the enemy knows how to mask evil with a pleasant facade, how to cloak harmful intentions with false sincerity. I, the Lord, see beyond outward appearances into the depths of the heart. And I am telling you now, in no uncertain terms, that you must remain on guard. The angels are in an emergency posture, their swords drawn, their eyes vigilant, their wings outstretched to block attacks that approach from corners you cannot see. But even the angels' efforts are magnified when you, my child, choose to listen and cooperate. Spiritual warfare often hinges upon human agreement. When your will aligns with my will, you open the doors for heaven to intervene more powerfully. If you remain distracted, if you discount the warnings as mere coincidences or paranoia, you might leave cracks in your spiritual armor. The enemy thrives on cracks, on small compromises, on lapses in vigilance. But if you step into awareness, if you take my words seriously, you empower Archangel Michael and his hosts to fight on your behalf in an even greater capacity. You might wonder, who is this person? Why are they coming for me? My child, the specifics vary from one life to another, but the spiritual principle remains the same. Where there is potential for greatness, the enemy sends distraction. Where there is potential for transformation, the enemy sends chaos. Where there is potential for new birth, the enemy tries to sow seeds of despair. This person could be a manipulator who wants control over your decisions. It could be someone carrying envy in their heart, resentful of the blessings they see forming around you. It could be an opportunist who sees your kindness and vulnerability as an open door to exploit. Or it could be someone under deep spiritual oppression themselves, who unknowingly acts as a vessel for darkness to reach you. No matter the specifics, the angel's message remains clear. Be careful. Pay attention to every sign, every gut feeling, every subtle indication that something is off. And yes, there is a woman I have been speaking of, revealing her deceit, uncovering her manipulations. She has hidden behind many masks, weaving a web that entangles not just you but others as well, sowing confusion where there should be clarity, planting discord where there should be unity. Perhaps she has influenced the person who is now coming for you. Perhaps she has orchestrated events behind the scenes, believing she can remain unseen. But her time of secrecy is ending. I, the Lord, am shining my light upon her works, exposing her alliances, revealing her manipulations. She can no longer move in darkness unseen. The angels are testifying against her, and soon her name will be spoken openly where it was once whispered in secret. My child, do not let bitterness nestle into your heart when the truth unfolds. When you see the illusions disintegrate, the betrayals come to light, and the heartbreak you feared becomes undeniable, choose forgiveness over vengeance. Choose wisdom over impulsive anger. Choose prayer over cursing. The enemy would love nothing more than to see you lash out, to push you into reaction rather than thoughtful, Holy Spirit-led response. That is why this message is so crucial. I want you to be prepared, not panicked. I want you to face the unveiling of deception with confidence, knowing that I have already orchestrated the outcome for your ultimate good. Yes, heartbreak may come. Realizing that someone you trusted was wearing a mask is never easy. But heartbreak can also become the doorway to deeper faith, to a recalibration of your life around what is genuine and good. In the aftermath of truth, you stand poised on the precipice of growth or bitterness. If you cling to me during this unveiling, heartbreak can transform into healing, sorrow can lead you into spiritual maturity, and a sense of betrayal can refine your discernment for the future. My child, heartbreak, in my hands, becomes a tool that shapes you into someone unstoppable by the enemy's lies. And unstoppable you shall be, if you heed these warnings. For I, the Lord, am exposing illusions, clearing the path, removing those who never truly belonged in your future. I'm ensuring that the manipulations that once bound you lose their grip, and that the people who sought to exploit or harm you are left powerless. That is the angel's mission as well. Archangel Michael is orchestrating the spiritual battles that are unrolling behind the scenes, forcing hidden agendas into the light, confounding the enemy's strategy at every turn, and making sure that every trap set for you turns into a stepping stone for your advancement. Still, you might feel fear. Fear of confrontation, fear of the unknown, fear of how deeply the wounds might cut when you realize how this person's infiltration was allowed. My child, fear is not from me. Fear is the language of darkness, hoping to paralyze you, to keep you from taking that necessary step of faith. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. With power, you can stand against the forces that come for you. With love, you can remain compassionate even toward those who wrong you, refusing to let hatred poison your spirit. With a sound mind, you can see past illusions, making decisions guided by wisdom rather than emotion. You wonder how you will recognize this person. Watch the signs. Observe how your spirit reacts when you think of them or when they enter a room. Notice the fruit of their actions. Does it bring chaos or peace? Do you repeatedly find yourself drained, confused, or anxious after interacting with them? Do they avoid accountability, shifting blame onto others, perhaps even onto you? Their patterns of behavior, once overlooked, will become glaringly obvious the moment you shift your perspective from naive trust to cautious discernment. Don't ignore the subtle cues, the awkward silences, the way they evade direct questions, the recurrent contradictions in their stories. Through these signs, you'll identify who truly stands against you. And yes, tomorrow might bring an event, a confrontation, or news that reveals more of the puzzle. Or it might happen 2 days from now, or next week, but the spiritual timeline is pressing, signaled by the urgency the angels have expressed. They can see the final maneuvers the enemy is making. They know that if you remain unaware, you could step into a snare. This is why they keep imploring you to open your eyes, to open your spirit, to be on guard. Archangel Michael's call of emergency is not to instill fear but to give you the impetus to prepare and stand your ground. The woman who stands behind much of this drama might appear outwardly composed, even gentle, but inside, she has allowed jealousy, anger, or a thirst for control to drive her choices. Perhaps she sees you as a threat, or perhaps she simply gains from the confusion she sows. Either way, her time of acting in secrecy is ending. The illusions she spun are unraveling. The people she convinced of falsehoods are waking up. Even the one she's used to do her bidding is questioning the stories they were fed. And when illusions crumble, Shock waves move through every life touched by her deception, including yours. But do not fear the shock waves, fear only complacency. In your heart, you may have sensed you deserve more clarity, more honesty from those around you. You do. That is why I am intervening, to remove what tarnishes the environment you dwell in, to free you from the burdens you were never meant to carry. If heartbreak or disillusionment accompanies this unveiling, let it be a short-lived pain. In the long run, truth always brings liberation. Hold fast to me. Let my peace envelop you like a shield. When the revelation strikes, remember you are not alone. My angels are at your side, and I am guiding you with my spirit. Lean into prayer, my child, not as a last resort, but as the fortress you run to. Speak your confusion, your hurt, your anger to me, for I can hold it all. Let my love ground you. You can cry, you can ask questions, you can wrestle with the shock, but remain connected to me through it all. And if the person who is coming for you tries to coax you into a corner, tries to manipulate you with words or tears, stand firm. You owe them no explanation beyond the truth. You do not have to defend yourself against lies once they are exposed, the truth speaks for itself. Let them see that the illusions no longer hold any power over you, that your eyes are open, that you walk with my authority in every step. This is the time, my child. The angels have not sounded this alarm lightly. They have done so because the enemy's movements have reached a climax, and your readiness or lack thereof will determine how the next season of your life unfolds. You can face heartbreak now if it means unveiling the deception that's prevented your blessings, or you can cling to illusions until they inevitably implode. Either way, the illusions won't stand forever, but your immediate readiness can make the difference between a brief storm and a prolonged, devastating tempest. Once you step past this trial, you will see the fruit of your perseverance, the open doors that illusions had barred, the genuine friendships that can flourish once all fake alliances are cut off. You'll wonder why you hesitated to free yourself from those chains. You'll realize my plan was always to lead you to wholeness, to people who truly love you for who you are, and to a purpose that resonates with your soul. This heartbreak, this confusion, this confrontation is but a gateway to that better place if you allow it to be. Remember, my child, my grace is sufficient. You do not need to be superhuman or fearless. It's okay to feel vulnerable, to acknowledge the heartbreak. But do not let vulnerability turn into weakness, let it turn into reliance on me. My angels and I are orchestrating the next steps, but you must remain discerning and bold. Dare to believe that even in heartbreak, there is a seed of healing. Dare to believe that even in confusion, I can bring clarity. Therefore, open this message fully, do not skip the depth of what I am revealing. Embrace the warnings. Prepare your heart for the next step, and trust that every moment you surrender to my guidance, you are weaving a testimony of resilience, faith, and ultimate triumph. The illusions are breaking, the manipulator is losing ground, and the heartbreak you feared might be the very catalyst that propels you into a better future. All this stands on the cusp of happening, contingent upon your willingness to heed the angel's alarm and position yourself under my covering. Yes, my child, the decision is urgent, because the one who comes for you does so now with illusions still at play. Let them find you unshakable, standing on the rock of my word, open to my revelation but closed off to manipulation. Let them discover that their deceit no longer finds a place to land in your mind, that you have become too steadfast, too guarded by truth, for them to re-ensnare. This is your moment to break free or remain ensnared. The angels cry out, emergency, because the enemy's final maneuvers are near. I, the Lord, promise you that if you stand with me in truth, you will walk out of this season stronger, full of wisdom, and triumphant. The illusions that once clouded your vision will vanish, and you will see clearly the destiny I planned for you from the beginning of time. The choice is yours, my child. I have laid it before you, heartbreak that transforms into healing, or illusions that linger and eventually crumble in a more devastating fashion. If you choose to open your eyes now, respond with faith, and follow my voice, you will not regret it. But if you let complacency or fear keep you from taking the steps needed, heartbreak will crash into you at a time you least desire. Let heartbreak come on your terms, where you stand with me, knowing I hold you and all will be well. Let illusions crumble by your decision to walk in truth rather than letting them collapse unexpectedly, catching you off guard. Hence, Archangel Michael says, be careful, it's an emergency. Someone is coming for you. Do not skip these words, do not pass them off as mere dramatics. The spiritual realm is swirling with activity, angels fighting to keep you safe, to preserve your blessings, to ensure your eyes stay open. Stand in alignment with them, trusting that the final victory is near, that heartbreak becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, that illusions lose their grip and you walk freely into the future ordained by my hands. I, the Lord, have spoken. Heed my voice, feel my presence, trust my plan. I will not abandon you in this crucial hour. Now is the time to act, to see, to let the illusions fade once and for all, to embrace the heartbreak if it means letting go of what was never real, and stepping into the abundant life I created for you. This is your moment, my child, do not let it slip away.